This is working?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Recording.
Oh, okay.
Like record.
Oh, I thought it's gonna have a large, huge voice, loud
it's
voice.
not like a DJ mic. It's
Oh,
a mic
okay,
to
okay.
record on camera.
I see, I see. Okay, that's
Okay.
great.
What is your name?
I'm Vivian,
Vivian, I see that you very tall. How tall are you?
5'11".
5'11". It's not that often Asian girls that tall.
I understand.
Where are you from?
I'm from China, Beijing.
Beijing. Do you think which show is the like fashion week in Beijing or Shanghai? Which one is the strongest one?
I think it's different because I've been to Beijing's once, and also I have because my agency at the time was a very famous agency that based in Shanghai. So I definitely like both, but I feel like it's very different. Shanghai shows is more trendy. Beijing shows is more has more culture to it. Yeah.
Okay. Look, is there a lot of international buyers, like folks, designers coming to those shows? Or it's mostly like local market.
Yeah, so it's definitely more international because my previous company, it was also we do business with Europe, and we also have those cosmetics brands coming in such as NARS. So it's definitely we're doing business internationally.
Do you do anything else besides like fashion, like runway, or this is the only thing that you do?
So I'm also like I also do statistics, and
Okay.
I also love to dance, and
What kind of dance do you do?
so the dance I currently like K-pop, so Korean hip hop.
You're in hip hop.
Yeah,
Okay.
Korean hip hop. So it's more
Korean
like a
hip-hop.
girlish
Oh my,
dance. Yeah.
interesting. I never saw that. Maybe you can show us a little clip what it looks like. Uh, what do you want to do with your modeling life career? Like, where do you want to go take it?
I think currently because I have already been modeling for about 3 to 5 years as my full-time career when I was still in school, but currently I already have graduated and have a career.
Which school did you graduate?
Rutgers.
Rutgers.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the State University of New
Yes.
Jersey, and I'm just more using modeling as my hobby to also.
But look, what do you get from modeling? Do you want to get married, and this is the way to build a portfolio? Do you just do it because you love fashion? Like, what are you getting out of being in the fashion space?
I will say I love photo shoot,
Mm-hmm.
so it's more of a passion for it, not the money. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's find out like who's your favorite fashion designer.
I think my favorite fashion
Which one do you
designer,
want to work for?
like YSL, like a more classy look.
I don't know. Like, what's your favorite? Like, who do you want to wear? Which show do you want to do?
Like YSL shows, like in Saint Laurent. Yeah,
I
like
see.
that type of
Yes.
very
I think
classic.
Alexander McQueen will fit you well because
I can also do that style.
so long dresses, like you will be right there in the spot.
Yeah. Thank you for the suggestion.
What's your social media? What's your Instagram?
So my Instagram is Vivian underscore NASA1, NASA1. Yeah.
And
Thank you guys.
Таня, выключи микрофон. Расскажи, пожалуйста, про себя. Кто ты?
Я,
Модель.
да,
Мы познакомились у Рик Дэви на кастинге.
да,
Вернее, мы с тобой до этого, ты мне написала на Инстаграме по поводу моего...
да, это было одновременно.
Боже, и оказалось, что мы там же
Да,
находились.
все так и
в
есть.
Так что
Я просто
совпало.
решила, я на самом деле пришла на этот кастинг и просто решила, попробую-ка я написать. Я не знаю, иногда я просто пробую разные варианты, разные...
Ну как ты меня нашла? Знакомый? Просто,
Меня один мой знакомый парень, он модель, он сказал, что я еду на кастинг в Манхэттен, хочешь погулять после? Я говорю, что за кастинг? Он скинул скриншот, и такая, я тебя там и увижу.
Как ты меня нашла?
Он скинул скриншот, а там было имя, и я просто написала.
Понятно.
То есть я стараюсь искать сюда.
Где ты работаешь? Что ты делаешь?
В данный момент я работаю в финансах, так, Merchant Cash Advance. Вот, но до этого 3 года я работала в архитектуре. То есть у меня вообще образование Civil Engineering.
Как давно ты в Америке?
5 лет почти.
И ты из Самары, из Тольятти, да?
Да.
Ясно. А ты знаешь, у меня будет 13 числа про украинское шоу. Как бы есть русскоязычные люди, скажем, славянские, которые поддерживают Украину, есть которые как бы не очень, даже совсем не поддерживают. Каким, как, если можно, я тебя спрошу, как ты относишься к теме войны?
Ну, для меня, на самом деле, у меня много друзей из Украины, поэтому для меня это была тяжелая тема. Сама, естественно, я ни в коем случае не могу поддерживать такие вещи. Просто потому что я человек, у которого есть сердце, и как бы для меня лично, ну, нет никакой разницы между Россией и Украиной. Как бы для меня люди, для меня мы одно и то же для меня. Вот, и как бы я лично не могу сказать, что я...
Не за войну.
Абсолютно нет.
Окей. Просто я, знаешь, я не хочу
Ну, понятно.
развязать флаги за Путина и
Нет,
когда
я
мы
это
делаем
понимаю,
это,
естественно.
как бы шоу в поддержку Украины, в поддержку украинских беженцев. Хорошо.
Я могу своих друзей украинцев пригласить. Так что...
Скажи мне, пожалуйста, теперь немножко поговорим про фэшн. Кто твой любимый дизайнер? Что ты хочешь делать в фэшне? Почему ты этим вообще интересуешься?
Ну, мне очень нравится лично мне бренд, который нравится, это Карл Лагерфельд и Сен Лоран. Я не уверена, что... Я, кстати, писала им Карл Лагерфельд недавно, они сказали, что неинтересно, поэтому... Но я не буду сдаваться, я их достану в один день.
Ясно.
Вот. Самой мне просто это очень интересно, потому что...
Почему?
Ну, во-первых, потешить эго. Как бы тут не без этого.
Смотри, есть люди, которые говорят, я вот сделаю красивые фотки, выйду замуж там. Или я просто, мне не нужен там парень, у меня уже есть парень, но я хочу просто красиво выглядеть для подруг, там, для себя, для папы, мамы.
Не, ну замуж-то я очень хочу, конечно. Не уверена, что это сильно поможет, но не помешает уж точно, так ведь?
Что не помешает?
Сделать красивые фотографии точно не помешает, чтобы выйти замуж, так что, думаю...
Ну, очень, если раньше были, скажем, конкурсы красоты или там всякие там ярмарки невест, балы были, правильно, в России? Это была ярмарка невест, когда эти бояре выбирали себе там, графы выбирали себе самых красивых девочек, и как бы таким образом кровь обновлялась, что как бы самый богатый мог себе позволить самую красивую жену, и рождались красивые дети. Как бы вот такая была Евгеника некая. Вот, а сегодня вот фэшн-шоус, и когда человек неимоверно богат, миллиардер, он может прийти на фэшн-шоу, посмотреть самых красивых и...
Звучит неплохо. Звучит как хороший план.
Ну, окей.
Почему бы и нет?
Хорошо. Какой у тебя social media? То есть ты сингл, ты...
Да, я в активном поиске, кстати.
В активном поиске, понятно.
Да.
Ребята,
если что, да.
И веселая.
И очень умная, между прочим, так что...
Еще умная.
И очень скромная.
И с как бы чувством юмора. Какой у тебя Инстаграм?
Татьяна, наверное, по буквам, если Tatiana.G.Firsova, Firsova, это просто мое имя. Татьяна .G.Firsova.
Друзья, присмотрите, там я видел красивые фотки. Would you please state for the record what's your name?
My name is Asta Rajiv.
And you have Indian heritage.
I too. I'm Indian.
How tall are you?
5'9.5".
So you're very tall for Indian girl, and you can do like Alexander McQueen. You can do all kind of serious designers. Also, a few minutes ago, even seconds ago, I learned that you're gonna become at the Miss India pageant, one of the contestants, and that's a wonderful topic to touch upon. Can you please share with our audience, like, what are the requirements, how it works, like, where to watch that stuff? I think that's pretty fascinating.
Of course, definitely. I have been preparing for Miss India since I was 18, so I was already...
Is that your first time?
No, I actually was in a pageant school. I was a part of Femina Miss Princess, so it was Campus Princess, Miss Campus Princess.
Okay.
And because I have been studying in the United States in the past 4 years, I decided to go back to my country for a while.
In India, I noticed you have lots of castes, right? Like different levels of folks. And it's also very common to have the pageants and like fathers bring their daughters, trying to get them arranged to marriage, and the boys coming to look for the wife. Like how that works with American community, like when people get more Americanized and they make their own decisions based on love rather than based on tradition.
Well, to be honest, the reason why arranged marriage persists in India is because people believe that when two families meet, two families make their children meet each other, and once they get to know the family's culture, the background, when the backgrounds match, it's very likely that the marriage will also last. So it's only a last resort in case somebody is not able to find a good partner through love marriage or
With
through just
pageant like that,
meeting.
are you entering this stuff just because you want to feel beautiful and you want to have the audience? Is that a narcissistic thing? Is that a, like something for like to meet someone, or this is like just for fun? Like I'm trying to understand the depth behind this. Like what's the like, purpose of the pageant like that?
I think for anybody who wants to make a mark for themselves as a personal brand, as somebody who has a certain aesthetic, certain talents, it's a very good platform to
Mhm.
get that sense of purpose, to be able to bring out your talents to the world. And you get a lot of screen presence. That's people know you, people want
What
to
can
work
you
with
do
you.
with a power like that? Like, are you gonna save the starving people? Are you gonna help the poor? Like, what do you want to do? Like, let's say you win Miss India. I hope that you will.
I hope
Like,
so too.
what would you do if you just imagine for a second it's already happened?
I think for me, I'm a very spiritual person. I have traveled the world a lot, learned different philosophies, and been a student of different spiritual gurus. And for me, the most important thing is to empower people to understand what their uniqueness is, and to empower them to follow it. And the second thing is, I do love children. I love kids, and I
Do
want
you
to
have
be.
kids?
I don't. I'm single. I'm very young.
People have single, but sometimes they have kids. Like, okay. So let me ask you a question. What's uh, the path? Like, what steps do you take to win? Are you practicing your walk, or are you like practicing the questions? Like, how do you prepare for like a challenge like that?
I think the most important thing that they look for in a potential Miss India is the ability to represent the country at a global level and to represent what the country stands for. That is grace, humility, spirituality, and wisdom. And I feel like it's a complete package.
Hmm.
So you have to develop yourself. You have to develop yourself over the years. It's not a one-time effort. When you go in front of the judges, you are presenting your energy, your aura, the way you are, and it completely emits through the way you stand, the way you speak, what you say. It's all about how developed as a person you are.
Let's touch a little more philosophical piece on loneliness, on vanity, on like narcissism. As a you're very tall, you're very beautiful. So a lot of guys maybe want to meet you, but they are shy and they afraid to talk to you. When you are a model, when you are like all the way on top, like it's kind of lonely. To be like, what are the advantages of being lonely but a single person? For me, for example, I know if I'm by myself in my office, I can let's say fart and nobody, and I don't care, like because I'm the boss. Like I can do what I want. But for some people, being lonely on top, like I'm talking about like billionaires, I'm talking about like Kardashians, I'm talking about people who run the world. They are very lonely. They it's and very narcissistic and very like kind of in love with himself.
I can relate to this because I grew up in Juhu in Mumbai, which was the hub of the film industry, and
So you're Bollywood girl.
I wouldn't say I'm very, very privileged, but privileged enough to understand the cons of having a very good life. And one of that is loneliness. So I did grow up with that. And I grew up with a lot of expectations on me to achieve something in the world. So for me, it's not necessarily out of narcissism. It's sort of the fact
It's not
that
that. People think narcissism is just because he loved his mother, but I think like when you love yourself, like if you want to accomplish something, any like major person who are, whether it's Donald Trump or it's like a Mark, like a Elon Musk, or any person who are really in love with themselves, they accomplish a lot for the world. They change the world. Look at the Bill Gates. Look at the Steve Jobs. These people are lonely. These people very necessary.
I do agree. I believe that too. I feel like for me, I'm doing it because I'm very inherently competitive.
Hmm.
I do believe that a person has unlimited potential and I just want to keep growing as a human being. So for me, any kind of a competition, any kind of a place where I have to face my fears and be judged and possibly be rejected is just a stepping stone for me to be a better version of myself. So I look at it as a challenge where I'm growing, as opposed to just achieving certain level of fame. Because I know that there are only few things in my hand, and that's working on myself. The rest is all up to God.
I would love to keep talking to you, but I'll just ask you my one last question, and after that we'll go to the casting piece and walking and like a runway and all that good stuff. You just mentioned that you are a very competitive person. I also was in sports when I was younger and like very competitive and stay competitive. Like what it means to be being competitive. For me, for example, I have to make a lot of phone calls. I have to make accept a lot of phone calls. If I don't make a sale for a client like within 2 4 minutes, I just move to the next one. I time myself literally. Like I cannot give a person more than 4 minutes. If I cannot close that sale in 4 minutes, I have to move to the next lead. Like what it means for you.
I think for me it is. I think for me,
Don't cover the mouse. Like in a pageant, they would not gonna like it. Like this. Yes, that's a good.
for me, it's more about identifying what my uniqueness is. How can I differentiate myself from everybody else? And I identified that at a very young age because I spent a lot of time understanding myself with self study, understanding how legends became legends, what tactics did they use, what do they do on a daily basis. So, competition for me is not necessarily, oh, she's got 5,000 followers, I need to get 6,000. I believe it's more about how do I keep putting my work out there in a way that I differentiate myself from everybody else?
What's I promise that was the last question, but I'll ask one more. Like, what's your model identity?
I think I am very elegant, very feminine, very poised. And I believe that's more about because of my upbringing, because I was taught to behave a certain way in public. And it's just being very subtle, very graceful. Uh, my grandmother was from a political family and she was taught to behave a certain way in public. So, a lot of finishing school. So, I think for me, it's just being very, very elegant in public, just being compassionate, nurturing, showing that human side of myself in a very subtle way. And I think subtlety for me, just being very subtle, very, very human, just wanting to connect emotionally with other people. That's my thing. Expressing
Can you
myself.
do a plug-in? What's your social media? Folks can look you up.
Definitely. My social media is Instagram and my handle is AASTA underscore R.
Cut. Lady, may I ask what's your name? Hold it closer, a little like this.
My name is Mecca Karoma.
Mecca, where did we meet? Did we meet at Rick Davy? Like a little bit higher.
Here, okay.
At the casting by Rick Davy? How do we know?
Yes, we met in Soho at the
Soho.
BK Style Foundation. Or yeah.
Is that your first time working for BK Style, or you done it before?
Yes, that was my first time working at that
Hold
organization.
it, keep it closer. Like, what's your feeling about it? Did you like the casting? Was it fun? Was it easy, difficult?
I did like the casting. It actually was my first time doing a runway show or runway audition, so I did like being exposed to that type of thing.
Okay. Uh, what was your favorite part about it?
Um,
What was fun? Like the waiting, the excitement, the adrenaline, the walking, like designer, like meeting other girls. Like what was like The
My favorite part was being able to network with other females within the industry, and
it was not just female; it was guys also there.
yes.
Okay. Um, let's talk about fashion. What's your fashion idol? What do you want to wear? Like, talk a little bit about your fashion style.
Okay, so my fashion idol would probably be Naomi Campbell. I also admire the 90s models, Kate Moss, Tyra Banks, and I just love their this very simple but bold style.
Okay. Uh, I think Tara Banks and Naomi gonna be at Spring Studios this season, so if you make to some bigger castings like that, you might get to see your favorite girls. Let's talk a little bit about your fashion walk, like your presence. Like, what do you like? How do you think of yourself in terms of like fashion identity as a model?
My fashion identity, I would say I have a very fierce walk.
Okay.
I portray a lot of my individuality and my personality through my walk and my confidence.
Do you think you're a person of color? Do you think the walk of girls of color should be different from the like general public? Like, is there a particular like you mentioned Tara Banks, you mentioned the Naomi Campbell, they also girls of color.
Yes.
Do you think there is a special you can see the presence of a person or in that heritage versus like other models?
Yes, I do believe that, women of color, we do have a certain spark to us, obviously. And I don't believe that we all have a uniform walk, but
No, it's like fashion is very diverse, but is there like anything that you can tell even without like seeing the skin of a person, like this is a person, like that's the style, that's the confidence inside, that's the walk.
yes, confidence is definitely something that I feel like you can immediately see. And I believe that for me personally, I love the fact that I bring something different to the table. I don't believe that I fit into a general, like, urban type of walk or,
Cool.
yeah.
Can you do a plug-in? What's your social media?
Yes, my social handle is mecca.gk@gmail.com.
Guys, check her out. It's upcoming model and a comic star. Cut. Oh, I forgot music. Микрофон. Как тебя зовут?
На русском?
Да, сделай по-русски.
Так, меня зовут Аня.
Аня.
Можно Анна, да?
Можно Анна. Мы с тобой познакомились на Flying Solo у Лизы.
Да.
Я, кстати, там видео сделал пару билбордов.
Я видела. Очень-очень-очень классно.
Как бы, расскажи, пожалуйста, вот, что ты делаешь, что ты хочешь от жизни?
Ну, я вообще переехала в Штаты 3 года назад.
Так.
И
С какого города?
приехала с Питера.
Питер.
Да, сама
Я говорю, что я в Бексеровске учился.
Да, это очень классно. Я сама с Армении родом, и
Ты говоришь по-армянски?
по-армянски говорю, конечно, да.
Скажи что-нибудь по-армянски.
Я могу стих рассказать, хотите? Ну, кусочек только.
Давай.
Ես իմ անուշ Հայաստանի արևահամբարն եմ սիրում, մեր հին սազի ողբանավակ լացակումած լարն եմ սիրում, առնանման ծաղիկների ու վարդերի բույրը վարման, ու նայրյան աղջիկների հեզաճկուն պարն եմ сиром. I think that's enough. It's just a small...
Очень здорово.
Переключилась на английский.
Скажи мне такой вопрос.
Да.
Вот я делаю, кстати, довольно-таки часто вот грузинские, армянские фэшн-шоус.
Мгм.
Насколько сильна армянская
Мода?
в комьюнити мода вот, в твоем понимании, да? Ну, вот Кардашьян, известная армянинка.
Ну да, если честно, я бы не судила только по ним все армянское, да.
Один человек.
А,
Среди армян один из наиболее часто приходящих
Да, на ум человек. Если сказать честно, в Штатах я еще в комьюнити армянское не попала. Хотя я бы очень хотела, на самом деле, найти всех этих людей. Только когда была ситуация с Арцахом, то есть протесты были, я увидела, что здесь такое количество людей в Нью-Йорке живет. Я в это время была в Л.А., жила.
Да, в Л.А. еще больше.
И в Л.А. там их очень много, и там искать нигде не нужно. Ты просто приезжаешь в Глендейл, и там просто большое-большое количество людей, которых ты, естественно, можешь сразу же увидеть и заметить. А здесь я вот пыталась через Facebook группы находить людей, в контакт войти, но как-то тяжело процесс идет. Мне кажется, вот в Нью-Йорке все как-то своей жизнью настолько заняты, что как будто бы не войти в это комьюнити. Но я знаю, что оно большое все равно. То есть людей здесь довольно много. А в плане фэшена, судя по Еревану, и вообще потому, как девчонки выглядят у нас хорошо и такие все аккуратные, за собой следят, ухаживают, я считаю, что она на высоком уровне.
Кто выглядит, в твоем понимании, армянский дизайнер?
О, это хороший вопрос.
В армянской фэшн. Кроме Кардашьян, знаешь, нет?
Вы меня сейчас поставили в очень
Не страшно.
положение, вопрос, на который не могу ответить. Пойду погуглю сейчас. Да.
Скажи мне, скажи хорошие, теплые слова про Лизу. Что ты, что ты думаешь про...
Я считаю, что она огромная молодец, и что за год, который я нахожусь в компании, я не так долго работаю, то есть это уже второй магазин, который открылся, он успешный, я знаю, что бизнес развивается, и я вижу, сколько сил они вкладывают в взаимоотношения с дизайнерами, концепция вообще необыкновенная. Она меня... Да, концепция меня в первую очередь зацепила, потому что мне это безумно интересно, что именно вот такое разнообразие дизайнеров, и что они со всего мира, то есть такое крайне редко встретишь, еще в таком масштабе. Мне кажется, они делают огромную работу и с фэшн-уиками, которые устраиваются, и в коммуникации с дизайнерами, и магазины, все очень классно.
Давай про Аню поговорим.
Про Аню, окей.
Аня, кем ты хочешь быть моделью, ты хочешь быть дизайнером, ты хочешь иметь свой flying solo?
Я вообще пробовала делать свой дизайн. Это было как раз в пандемию. А вообще у меня бэкграунд медицинский, чтобы вы знали. То есть я вообще врач, да. Но приехав сюда, как бы всех жизнь меняется. У меня тоже, я тоже не исключение, поменялась. Я знаю, да. Но я решила выбрать другой путь, попробовать что-то еще. И фэшн всегда была частью моей жизни с точки зрения того, что мне нравилось там компоновать какие-то странные вещи, больше с точки зрения стилистики, но у меня есть очень много креативных идей, мыслей, как можно что-то создать такое классное,
Ты думаешь
необычное.
о
И
себе как о продюсере, вот продакшн, вот как я делаешь, или ты думаешь о себе, что ты будешь вырезать или клеить?
нет, я о себе больше думаю с точки зрения просто бизнес-владельца. И да,
Как
я,
магазин иметь, фэшн, вот ты,
я бы делала какую-то фэшн-студию, такого ателье, где были бы готовые дизайны для того, чтобы просто приобрести их, но также больше такая работа в индивидуальном порядке с клиентом. То есть мне нравится этот customer service, мне нравится общаться с людьми, это мое самое любимое, встречать их.
ясно.
Поэтому, наверное,
Хорошо.
больше так.
Давай узнаем, какой твой social media Instagram. У тебя есть плагин?
У меня есть, я сейчас активно его не веду, я свой русский аккаунт, он у меня как-то потерялся после всех исторических событий. Но мой американский аккаунт у меня an.simoni, я не знаю, как это по буквам сказать дальше. Поставим в титрах просто, да.
Окей.
И
Друзья,
всё.
всего хорошего.
Спасибо.
Pause two. You are 16.
Yes.
You're very pretty. You love fashion. And your sister is here to support you. Who is a fashion designer, by
Yes.
the way. Let's find out how tall are you.
I am 55.73.
Okay. I think I saw you yesterday at Lady Davy for the working fashion week.
Yes.
casting. How did you like it?
I enjoyed it. The atmosphere was so energetic, and honestly, that was my first time walking, and it was just amazing. I was able to witness so many other models who have been in the industry already. It was amazing.
Well, I think that many other models who've been doing it for quite a while don't have what you have on the first one. So you definitely mesmerized a lot of designers, and I saw them talking about you.
Thank
So
you.
you have a really bright future. Let's find out what do you want to do with the fashion. What's your goals here?
Well, I am a dancer
What
as
kind of
well. I do ballet and contemporary dance. I go to LaGuardia High School.
Mhm.
It's a performing arts high school where I study dance. I have always been interested in everything artistic. I feel like modeling is just another way to express yourself without talking. And I've always been interested in fashion as well as my sister has been. It's
Is it
just a
helpful to have a sister who shares a little bit of passion?
yes, it is. It's me and her are always able to bounce off each other's ideas. She's the introverted person and I'm the extrovert. So anytime she ever needs someone to come with her to an event or to just boost ideas off of, I'm there. And she's also there to boost ideas off of me.
Which designers do you want to work with? What do you want to do with fashion?
Well, I haven't specifically designed, like,
What do you want to wear? Like, which designers do you want to wear? Which one do you really want?
well, right now, I'm in my ballet leotard. I'm coming from an audition from Ailey. And these, my sister actually bought them for me for my birthday, and she won't tell me where she got them from. But
Can you get another one? Or
she promised that she would make me a pair by next week.
okay.
So, but I honestly have always wanted to model Victoria's Secret when I get older. That has just, I love how the models are. I love how fun the show is and how it keeps you interactive with it. I loved how every show it changes. And one of my favorite things about Victoria's Secret is the wings.
You like the wings?
Yes, the angel wings. They get the last person to come out at the end of the show always has the biggest wings, and I feel like becoming a Victoria's Secret model when I get older is just a very important thing.
But you don't have to show too much skin. And you can be somewhat dressed, and you can still have wings.
I know.
You don't need to be pretty much naked. to wear
I feel
wings.
like Victoria's Secret isn't just about being, I guess, quotation marks, sexy in the idea and showing skin and being in the idea of nakedness. I feel like as an artist, Victoria's Secret is important to a lot of women. There's a lot of women in the industry, well, not in the industry, but just people who buy Victoria's Secret, the consumers, who sometimes I feel like it represents sensuality. It represents understanding of what being a woman is.
What makes you cry? What really touch your heart?
In general, or with,
In general, in fashion, like,
um,
do you weep when you see something? Is there a sense
yeah.
of relief, or is there anything that's really going to that? Like, I'm from Ukraine. When I see the atrocities that are happening in Ukraine, I'm literally having tears. I hear it from my wife, parents sitting in Ukraine, bomb, boom, boom, boom. That's something that
I'm sorry that you're going through that, and I'm sorry for your family. One thing that does bother me talking about Ukraine for me is all of the blackness that is a part of this nation. I feel like the Black Lives Matter has, at one point, it was a trend. I feel like it was used as, okay, we're going to talk about this now, and then we're going to get past it. And it was just something that everyone was talking about for a second. I watched a video the other day of these officers. Yes, it was horrific. I cry. Like, I cry when I see my people in pain, and I feel like at some point enough is enough. I feel like in our nation we think about the people of color and other people who have to be recognized because it first has to be recognized before we can kind of just get past it. Like, there are so many things that are still going on today that should not have been happening, and then even putting past like the bad things, like the physically bad things that are happening to our people, but looking at our institutions. And then I know a choreographer, her name is Chanel De Silva. She was the first Black woman to choreograph on Joffrey Dance Company. And that's in 2022. I feel like that will end up changing, well, not changing completely, but adjusting as we move Okay. I feel like, well, for me, my Sweet 16 was very simple. I'm not a person for big gowns, big ball gowns. I like more classic, simple dresses. Mine was red and it was like satin. it was an amazing time. But back to your question, my mom picked it out for me. I had one dress in mind, but then it was out of stock. So it was out of season and out of stock, and no one had it. But I found the perfect dress, and my mother had picked it out for me and surprised me with it. Yes. Okay, the dress? Oh. Right. My Instagram is Sarah, SARAHW _ 5678.
Let's find out. What's your name?
My name is Salia Green.
Salia, I met you yesterday. All I know about you that you are very pretty. You're 19. You brought your 16-year-old sister, and you're a designer. Did I miss anything?
Nope, that's it.
I think there is more to you than this. So let's find out what I don't know about you. I just like you, obviously very stylish. I like your boots. You guys, you don't see her boots yet, but we'll show it to you later. Let's find out a little bit about you as a designer. What's your fabrics? What's your mission? What are you trying to say as a designer?
Well, to start off, I'm not the most confident person. I actually lack a lot of confidence, but I want it. So when I design, oh yeah. So when I design clothes, I think of what would make me feel like how I want to be. Like what makes you feel like the main character in a sense. So I like to think of things that just go with my flow as I just go along with gaining more confidence.
Okay. I think your advantage is your age. You're young. You're 19, and all the established designers don't have the youth, the ability to kind of move as fast as when folks are younger. My daughter is 20. She's like a year older than you. Like, what's the? I'm sorry, guys. I'm losing my voice. What's your take? How do you can take over the big established house, like big designers? Because these guys have the power, the wisdom, the education, the money, all bells and whistles, and you're new and you don't have the resources like huge corporations with billions of dollars. But I think with the new social media, if you make something viral, you make something great, you don't really need the money.
I definitely agree with that. One thing I try to learn as I'm getting more into design is what I notice most older designers I've met seem to have trouble adapting to. Social media is constantly changing. Like Facebook is out of the way.
They need to adapt to you. You can be a bit, you don't need to adapt to them. They have to follow you. You inventing this stuff, you design, and they adapting to your new design. You don't need to follow the trend.
Right.
As a designer, you can be like the one who sets the trend, right? You don't need to adapt to them.
Very true. I plan to set trends and make things that will catch people's eye.
Like, how do you do that?
Well, besides fashion design, I want to show it in a way that's more than just a simple runway show of showcasing your clothes. I want it to be art. I want it to be movement. I want it to look like a music video, sort of.
Okay.
So mixing different types of creative views.
You are very blessed to have a sister who's a dancer who can show your collection in those sense. Like other designers probably don't have a sister who can present that way. What's your social media? How folks can look you up?
Oh, well, first off, I am lucky. I got a free model and everything. And how you can find me is my social media is House of Slay. My nickname on there is Lily.
Lily. Guys, check it out. Cut. Kill the talent. Aiden, I noticed that you are 16.
Yes.
And you came here with your mom, and we met at one of the shows, I think yesterday, at the Rick Davey for Fashion Week Brooklyn, correct?
Yes.
Tell me about your mom, how she survived all those castings with you, How she managed to bring you everywhere?
Well, she does. I was gonna be signed to an agency, but then she
Which agency?
realized MMG. But then
Oh.
she realized that we'll get more jobs and more bookings off of her hunting and searching for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I get all my castings and stuff, like where my mom tells me to go. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What's your favorite show so far for this fashion week?
I really like Brooklyn Fashion Week's things. Like, I think it's very versatile and different styles to try.
You know, Rick Davey is a good friend of mine for a long time. He's a really good
Really.
actor. And you see the castings of Phil. Like, which shows, like, where you want to take your career with you? Like, what do you want to do?
I would want to do high-end fashion. So,
How
like the
tall are you?
runways. I'm 5'9".
5'9". You can do almost Alexander McQueen. You're 16, so you might get like a couple of inches more.
Yeah.
And, you can do big ones.
Yeah, I would do like big ones like that.
Okay. Did you ever go to Spring Studios at Pier 59?
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe next step.
Hmm.
Okay. Anything else you have in hobby? Like maybe like a additional skill set, dancing, singing, anything?
No, just modeling.
Just not like.
Mhm.
Who's your favorite fashion designer?
My favorite designer, I like either like, I forgot, Versace when they do their
Versace
runways.
is good.
I like how their stuff comes out nice and clean
I
and
think I
neat.
have an idea for the show that you will do with us. It's called Sweet 16 dress. So
Nice.
those dresses like exactly for your age group. So all the girls who are 16
Hmm.
want to buy a dress, and that's where your sweet spot. What's your social media? Hopefully your mom will be watching it.
Is
Recording.
is that 2 underscores Aiden?
And cut.